Well, we are the Sports Truth, and of course, it is a big day, but we don't stray away because we do promise to tell you the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the Sports Truth, as according to J. Roos, right?
Yes.
With our big opening song.
Hold on, real quick. Let's everybody make some noise!
All right, well, I'm Chris Rennick alongside Dave Denise, and of course, Jason Ludwig. What's up, man? How are you?
Jason Lamonte. No, he messed it up on the opening day.
Opening day blunder.
Hey, let's get the jitters out of the way. We've got a big show.
Big show. And let's get right to it, all right? I want to welcome up one of the greats to ever play the game of baseball.
Yes.
And a great of the Detroit Tigers. I want to bring up Denny McLain.
Let's bring him up here. Ladies, make some way.
Excuse me, ladies.
Hey, you in the front row.
Denny McLain.
Denny McLain, everybody. Denny McLain.
What's up, Denny? How are you? All right. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome you to the U Detroit family. Said I'd like to welcome you to the U Detroit family.
Thank you very much.
You got a new show here. New show?
Oh, I can hear you.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, you've got the best looking audience I've seen.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yeah, no, nobody hates the 360 girls and all of the audience members.
What a crew you brought in here.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
All right. Obviously, you're a big deal, and I just want to throw the stats out to people, right? 131 career wins, 280 games played. And of course, you are the last person to win 30-plus games in one season.
43 years.
Yes.
43 years since it was last done.
Yes. And I guess you being one of the greats of the game, and it's an honor to interview you, what is maybe the most memorable moment of your career?
That's tough. The night we won the pennant in '68 probably is one of the more outstanding nights because we had come through 1967 when they burnt down part of the town.
Right.
And that ball club in '68 kind of kept the glue together with everybody else. Everybody had a common denominator. They were cheering for the ball club.
Right.
And then the night that we win the pennant, and we won it here in Detroit, and it was the first time in my lifetime I'd ever seen black, white, green, yellow, pink, everybody dancing and kissing. And
didn't matter who you are.
Didn't make any difference. It was one of the great nights of all time for me, as far as historically goes. And then, of course, we win the World Series, but it was different because we won the World Series on the road.
Right.
And we didn't get home till early evening. But the day, the pennant, it went on for a couple of weeks, the celebration, the festivities. And the people themselves were just, it was unbelievable. It really was.
Yeah.
Wow. I got a question for you really quick, Denny.
Yeah.
When you won the Cy Young, it was 31 wins. It was 28 complete games, correct?
That's right.
Is there anybody even close to 28 complete games since then that you know of?
You mean now?
Since then.
No. It's a different game. And as long as they play this, you pitch 3 innings, you throw 100 pitches, and you're out of there. You'll never see guys have to pitch like that either. And it's not that they didn't count our pitches. They did count our pitches, but when they were counting the pitches, they would do, well, how well is he still throwing? In other words, we get to 100, 110 pitches.
Didn't matter.
And the manager would say, how you feel? Well, nobody wants to come out of a game.
Right.
So you wound up throwing 130 pitches or 140 pitches. But, that was not... That was a normal thing. That's the way the game was played back then. We pitched every 4th day versus every 5th and 6th day today.
Right.
Now, in retrospect, I wish the hell we'd have pitched every 5th day. We would have all had longer careers.
Right.
True. Now, what's the most amount of pitches you threw in a game? Do you remember?
I threw one ball game against the Baltimore Orioles. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd game I pitched in the big leagues. Threw about 240 pitches.
Wow, 240.
Yeah, see, you don't see that nowadays.
Wow.
You don't even see it close.
I couldn't wipe my butt for about a month and a half.
Now back then, it was a every 4 day rotation.
It was
now
4 days. Right?
Now every 5 day rotation.
5, 6.
We have some outstanding talent out there in the league. Verlander, Roy Halladay. Some great pitchers.
Yep.
But are you fairly confident that you might be the last person to win 30 games in a season?
Unless they change the game. There's 2 things that have to change. One, they have to raise the mound back. And I don't think they'll do that because once they reduced the mound when we were playing, they did it for one reason only, is to score more runs in the ballgame. They thought the pitching had overtaken the game in the late 60s. And it really wasn't the truth. You know, everything is cyclical.
Yeah.
And had they known then that they were going to have so much expansion, I don't think they would have touched the mound. I don't think they would have done the DH. I don't think
Can't none of y'all mirror me back.
they were doing it in the late 60s, early 70s. They made all these changes.
Right.
And they try to do that to even the playing field.
Absolutely. And the worst problem that occurred, of course, the 6 inches of mound that we lost, was that most of the good pitchers in baseball who were pitching still on an every fourth day basis with less 6 inches of momentum were out of the game within 5 years.
Wow.
Everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to remember, when we grew up on high mounds. And all of a sudden, in the middle of your career, they cut the mound down. That's a dramatic change. Now, if the kids today pitching, if they raised it 6 inches for them, what a benefit. And especially pitching every 5th day.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they would gain all that momentum. Pitching every 5th day, God, some of these guys might pitch, 20-year careers.
Well, and I was listening to your show earlier this morning,
Right.
And you said you follow the Tigers still, heavily.
Yeah, sure.
You follow the Indians as well, and you said you follow the Yankees.
My
right?
father-in-law was the manager of the Cleveland
Boudreaux,
Indians,
right?
and Lou Boudreaux, right?
Yeah,
He's Hall of
yeah.
Famer, right?
Yeah. I guess, so you know the roster, you know the players that they have. In your opinion, what may be the weak point in the roster?
In our ball club?
Yes.
Yeah.
Defense. I mean, we've got, first of all, the worst defense we probably have is up the middle with our pitchers. Our pitchers do not do a good job fielding ground balls. In fact, Verlander, I think, just admitted it a couple of weeks ago. He'd like to work on his defensive ability. And then we've got question marks in the infield. And I don't mean serious, because I think Cabrera playing third base, it was a genius move to get the other guy to come here to play first base.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you don't have to worry about those two positions for at least 4 or 5 years.
And the greatest part with Cabrera going to third, when Victor Martinez comes back, he can step into that designated hitter role, and then you have all 3 hitters.
Well, I think what you're going to wind up doing if he comes
Right,
back,
yeah.
they said 2
Fair enough,
operations. If he comes back, I think you're going to be able to trade somebody to gather another pitcher, or this ridiculousness about a second baseman. I mean, you've got a couple
Oh,
guys.
you've heard about that. huh?
Yeah, that's
I
been
mean,
around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, why Inge wanted to inject himself in this controversy is beyond me.
Okay.
And Santiago can play second base.
Yep.
Raybird can play any position out there. Listen, never lose sight of one thing. These are all great athletes. I mean, they're all super athletes.
Professional athletes.
They can play any position. They may not play it as well,
Right.
but they can play any position when called into a fire. So, give them time. We do not have a ground ball pitching staff. You got Pfister, you've got Verlander, Scherzer. None of those guys are ground ball pitchers. Porcello a little bit.
Yeah.
And whoever the 5th starter is going to be. But on the other hand, if they want to listen to me at all, I mean,
Which they probably should, to be honest.
Smiley's the
Yeah.
5th.
But what they should do is Verlander and Pfister, no matter what, should pitch every 5th day.
Yeah.
If somebody's got to have their turn moved, to hell with them. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, one guy's making $20 million a year, the other guy's making 10 or 11. You're going to hurt somebody's feelings making a few $1 million?
Right.
I don't think
Right.
so. So you got to get them out there as much as you can.
I got a real quick question for you, Denny. Since you follow the Yankees, with the additions of Kuroda and Ibanez and the additions that the Tigers have made this year, if you've got to give your preseason predictions, who has the best team in the AL this year, the Yankees or the Tigers?
We've got the best club.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's any question. And
Okay.
as far as offense, I don't think there's a club in baseball that matches our offense.
Especially the heart of the order. It's absolutely brutal.
It's I look for, if they stay healthy, both of those guys, I think they'll both hit 40-plus home runs, 40, 45. And the only thing I don't understand is why Leland does not put Cabrera ahead of Fielder.
Fourth instead of third, right?
I would rather have Cabrera hitting third and Prince hitting fourth.
They are. I think they did announce that. Isn't Cabrera hitting third?
I don't know.
I think they announced Cabrera third.
Is that what he's doing?
I think
I'm
so.
pretty sure, yeah.
If
Jason?
that in case,
Dumb and Young in the 5th
if
spot
that's
too.
true,
Yeah.
if Cabrera's hitting in front of Prince, Cabrera with his ability as a hitter, he could threaten 400.
Flourish, yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree.
If he could run, I think he's almost a sure lock for 400. But
Yeah.
you know, that isn't his greatest attribute.
And Leland really, before Prince signed on with his massive contract, Jim Leland always had Miguel Cabrera hitting fourth.
Yeah.
And that was always one of my biggest complaints about Jim Leland was you got to have Miggy hitting third, followed by Vimar. So I completely agree. I think
Yeah.
it's
Your best hitter should
it's
always
key.
hit third in the lineup, in my opinion. Your best average hitter, your best hitter.
Especially when you've got two guys like this back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, and if the other guy, Prince, would hit third, and if Cabrera is hitting fourth, Prince could hit 343. Prince could have the greatest year of his life this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they both got to stay healthy too. Of
course. Yep.
If they stay healthy, this ball club should win almost 100 ball games, if not 100.
Wow.
And because they're going to outscore so many teams.
Yeah.
These guys are going to score touchdowns. They really are.
So then real quick, what's your prediction? Before we let you go, I want to know, you said almost 100 wins, and how far did they go in the postseason?
I don't know. You know, the postseason's really something. The best team doesn't win the postseason, hardly ever.
Right.
But if you've got these two guys, Verlander and Pfister, if they just go along with the program and pitch the way they're supposed to pitch, not every fifth day in the playoffs, you pitch when you have to pitch.
Right.
That's something that I was taken back by last year, that they wouldn't move Verlander up one day. I mean, what the hell's the difference between fifth day and fourth day when you're in the middle of the war?
Right.
And if they don't change that, then I just don't think they can go to the World Series.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Denny, it's been absolutely outstanding having you here with us this morning.
Thanks, guys.
It's been a great opening day already. Thank you very much for being on the Sports Truth, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, the preferred.
Donuts. All right.
Yes,
Dunkin'
yes.
Donuts, the preferred coffee of Detroit Sports
we brought
360
2 dozen in
and the
this
Sports
morning.
Truth.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Denny, have a good day. We know you got a lot to do. Thank you very
Thanks,
much
guys.
for stopping by.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Have
very
a great
much.
opening day, Denny.
Denny McLain, everybody. Give him a round
give him
of
a good
applause.
hand.
There you go. All right, we're going to step aside, and on the flip side again, we'll talk some more Tigers. Obviously, we have some more special guests coming along. Also,
Absolutely.
Our intern Lester will be hopping in the dunk tank. I don't know if you can
Yes,
see
shortly.
that behind us.
Everybody stick around.
But-
a 30-minute countdown to Lester getting in the dunk tank. I want to hear some noise. For Lester.
Yeah.
12:15 is the 30-minute
12:15.
countdown.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are 30 minutes away, and again, we'll see you on the flip side. We'll be right back to the Sports Truth.